Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Champions League Fantasy Football. It is time for my first proper draft video, and I also want to talk about some of the strategies that I'm thinking about. So, for those people who don't know, I was creating Champions League Fantasy Football videos last year. Now, it was my first year, and I feel like I have learned a lot. Not only just by playing the game, but you guys being amazing. It's actually very difficult to do like research on this game. You know, we're not just looking at one league, we're looking at many leagues, and it's actually quite difficult. But I love the challenge. I think it's a fantastic game. And this is where you come in. This is where I need your help, and there's people out there that needs your help. Um, so what I would say is let's create a community for this game and let's play this game together. And let's try and like help each other out with players and suggestions, and let's get the best ranks out there. Okay, so as for my team, now I don't want to go through it too much in detail because I still feel like I need to do more research on my players. I just need to make one or two big decisions before the deadline, but I thought I'd give you guys a little video to kind of watch to see where I am at with my first draft. I'll say that I am more than 50% happy with my team. There's a couple of players in there that I actually really want. Let me talk about some of the big decisions. Number one is Messi. I really want him in my team. But if he is injured, and it looks like he is injured in a weekend, then he might not play in the Champions League game. So I really need to wait and see, hear more news about him. Now there is Ronaldo, but I think I can go without Ronaldo. And the other big decision is Sergio Aguero. I actually really want him in my team. I can actually fit Aguero and Sterling together. But Jesus is back in training. And maybe in the long term, it might not be the best, but for short term, it might be better. Then if I'm thinking to wildcard after match day 2 or match day 3, then I can switch those players around. So let's go through the team. I've got Tadic, only 7%, 9 million, a guy that takes penalties for Ajax. So I'm looking at the first 3, home game, away, and then another home game against Chelsea. I think these fixtures are really good for Ajax to actually maybe even win the group. I'm actually thinking to maybe even triple up on Ajax players. Martinez here, 5.5. I was looking at this cheap third striker. I know there's a 4 million player that is a striker in this game, but I'd rather go for someone who's got a fantastic fixture for Inter Milan. Lewandowski, he is pretty much like nailed on onto my team. 24% owned, 10.5. I can see him scoring a lot of goals. I can see Bayern Munich scoring a lot of goals. I think having like a few of their players is pretty much the way to go forward. And as you can see, I got 2 Manchester City players. I got Sterling. Now here's the thing: I can go for Sergio Aguero or go for Sterling. I'm going to see how many minutes these players actually play in the weekend, and that will give me like an idea. And these fixtures are just too good. After Shaka here, they've got 2 back-to-back home games, and I can see myself even adding another Manchester City player. David Silva here, 7.5. He actually did really well for me last season, but that price tag of 7.5 is very good. I've got Salah, 11 million, only 17% owned. We know what he can do. You can go for Mane as well. Mane is only 0.5 cheaper. So if you need to squeeze out as much as money as possible, you can do that. Next up, I got Pizzi here. From Benfica. I think Benfica's got a decent group for them to do actually pretty damn well. I put this player in. I saw him taking penalties. 6 million is actually pretty damn cheap for a player like him. I might need to maybe change him depending on what kind of players I got. If I'm going to go for another Ajax, like a midfielder, then he might be the one to kind of go. And as you can see, I've got Pavard, Bonucci, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Pretty strong defense there. Trent, we know what he can do, you know, with these free kicks and corners. Difficult game against Napoli, but I want like another Liverpool player. Bonucci, just, you know, Juventus, right? We know what they can do. They're very defensive. I can see them keeping a clean sheet against Atletico as well. And so on. They got really good fixtures after Atletico. For Bayern Munich, 5.5 player here. I can go for a Kimmich if I wanted to, but I need to make some downgrades on other places. Yeah, just basically going with that. 2 Bayern Munich, 2 Manchester City. I want to go for 2 Ajax as well, 2 Liverpool, and then just hopefully they can do well for the next 3 fixtures. I don't want to pronounce these players' names, to be honest with you. I haven't really made the research to learn them. But I want to show you guys that this Benfica goalkeeper is 4 million. So if you need a cheap goalkeeper, then go and get him. He's like the one that actually plays. I looked at another 4.5 million goalkeeper. There is another one, but I went with the Galatasaray guy. I think there's a chance for him to keep a clean sheet for this game. Now I'm going with these really cheap substitutes. As you all know, we're going to be using our substitutes to help us out. But I feel like these players that I got in my team has got a high chance to actually keep a clean sheet, even with that price tag. The thing is with this game, it doesn't really have bonus points, so clean sheet is pretty much enough. And 4 million, plays for Atletico Madrid, plays in the first team, and after this Juventus game, like really good fixtures for Atletico to keep a clean sheet. Got another guy here, that is Leon, only 2% owned, a 4.5. There's quite a lot of 4.5s anyway, so I might change him around, but Leon has got a really good fixture. Really good group for them to even keep a clean sheet. Patrick here, 4.5 midfielder after Manchester City. They got a really good fixtures as well. So this group stage, you know, is for them to kind of like do well and try and get into that second spot. Alright, so that is about it with the players. What I will do is do a little bit of research on player stats and then post another video before the deadline. Now, once you are like happy with your team, what you want to do is you want to look at the fixtures and the dates. So as you can see for match day 1, the deadline is 17th of September, 6:55. Now, as you can see, there are fixtures on a Tuesday and there are fixtures on a Wednesday. Now, what you want to do is, if you got players playing on a Tuesday, start them in your starting 11. If you have players that are playing on a Wednesday, put them in your substitutes. Then once Tuesday games are finished, you can, you know, take your substitutes and put them back into your starting 11. It's a bit complicated to explain. Let me just show you. I think it's the best things to show people just in case there are people new. So we got Tadic, an Ajax player. So I'm going to adjust this team. He's playing on a Tuesday. So he's going to start on my starting 11. Inter Milan, player that I have here, playing on a Tuesday. So he will start as well. And you got Lewandowski, a Bayern Munich player. And as you can see, Bayern Munich doesn't have a fixture on a Tuesday. They have a fixture on a Wednesday. So that means I can put him on my substitutes, just like this. And I will do this to all of my players until I adjusted it. And then I am ready to go for match day 1. And there we go. So I adjusted my team. I put the bench players that are playing on a Wednesday. So if Salah or Trent or Bonucci, if these players doesn't bring the points that I want, I can swap them around after the Tuesday games. So that's the kind of the strategy that you basically need to do. And obviously my captain for on Wednesday's games will probably be Lewandowski or Sterling. So if Tadic doesn't bring me the points, let's just say he plays for 90 minutes, he gets 2 points, so double that, 4 points. I'm not happy with that. Then I got another chance with Lewandowski or Sterling or any other players that I have that are playing on a Wednesday. So it's a little bit difficult to explain. I'll try and get better at that of explaining it, but I hope you will understand it. And obviously, the more we play, the more we will be able to get it. And yeah, that is about it. I hope I have helped. I hope you guys can help me. But yeah, subscribe if you're new. I'm here to the long run, and drop a like. If we can get up to about 100 likes, I'll create another video for this. And that is about it. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.